Hello, my name is Owen, and welcome to the start of a brand new month, which means brand new books that I'm going to read. I do these videos just to kind of update you guys on what I'm thinking of reading and the types of videos you could expect in the coming month, because if I read it, you know I'm talking about it. In terms of an update from last month, I was pretty ambitious, I thought, with the books that I wanted to read. And by the grace of a miracle, I actually read all the books that I said I was going to do, which I very rarely do. The only thing is War and Peace, which I've been working on. I think I read a single chapter the entire month, so I'm going to keep going with that one. I'm going to try to anyway. But it's just when I'm reading so much other stuff, it's really hard to commit myself to such a monumental brick as that. So if I don't get much progress this month, I might have to ditch it. But that's on the list as kind of a side addendum as to what I'm planning to read. I won't get anywhere close to finishing that this month. That I can guarantee. Books that I do plan on finishing this month. Obviously, we're working through the Malazan reread, a book a month. So this is month 2. We're working on Dead House Gates. Expect, if you're a fan of that series, expect the first video about Dead House Gates this coming week, because I'll do one a week and then I do a wrap up at the end, full spoilers for the full series. But yeah, we're chugging along with that. Book 2. It's very fun. If you're a fan of Malazan, check those videos out. If you're on the fence about the series, but you've heard about it, read along and then go back to the Guardians of the Moon videos and watch along with me. It's a great series. Highly recommend it. Other book I'm definitely reading this month is Cultish, The Language of Fanaticism. This is a non-fiction book that I'm really looking forward to reading. I've heard great things about it. And I'm definitely going to get it done. This is probably going to be the next book that I finish on the list. The other book that I want to read this month is the Plantationists. It's something like that. I got a Dan Jones nonfiction historical book many months ago. I got the War of the Roses book. I was going to read it in March. Never did. And then I found out that I had this book. My dad read it, and it takes place chronologically in history of the War of the Roses. So I'm thinking of reading this one first, and then if I click with his style, I'm probably going to go into War of the Roses by Dan Jones the next month. It's a very heavy nonfiction month, because Cultish and this nonfiction, and then we're going to another nonfiction, and another Erik Larson book. For if you know me, you know the channel, you know I love Erik Larson, and this is one of his few books that I have not read yet. Dead Wake, The Last Crossing of the Lusitania. So it's like World War I, start of World War I vibes. Very excited to read this. Love Erik Larson. He's such a great and engaging nonfiction writer. So if you want to read nonfiction that reads like fiction, Erik Larson's the guy. And I've heard good things about Dan Jones too. So I'm really excited to get in that, even though his fiction work didn't really click with me. In other words, I plan on, I have a couple books on my wait list for Libby, so I'm not going to mention those books, but I might just throw a random book in there. But if I have time at the end of the month, and I get through these nonfiction books while also staying up to date on my Malazan books, I'm going to dive into, this is the receipt, I'm going to dive into Ship of Magic, Live Ship Traders Trilogy, another fantasy series. I'm a little scared to be doing 2 at once, but the fact that I already read Malazan once makes me feel like, okay, I'm okay with it. I love the Farseer trilogy, and I bought this whole trilogy a couple months ago, and I've heard nothing but incredible things. I've heard that this trilogy is so much better than Farseer. Yeah, right. But I'm very excited to read it regardless. So yeah, this is Ship of Magic. This is book 1. I don't know if I'll finish the book this month, just because I have so much other stuff to read, and some of these books, as you can see, are pretty hefty. But I definitely want to try to start it at least by the end of the month. So I feel like we got a good mix. Last week we were kind of all over the place with genres. Here we're pretty solidified in nonfiction and fantasy. We got 2 nonfiction histories and 1 nonfiction psychology. What is it? Linguistics, language of fanaticism, and more modern day discussions about cults and the internet and stuff like that. It's gonna be a fun one though. We're gonna get a wide range of topics and things to talk about. So I'm super excited about July. June was a great month for me and for the channel. I had a lot of fun. Probably one of the most fun months I've ever had on YouTube, and that's in large part to you guys and your endless support. I really appreciate every like, every subscriber, every comment. I love the comments, guys. The familiar faces I get to see in the comments, like, I really do appreciate you guys. Let's keep chugging away, and let me know in the comments what you guys are reading. I'm interested in that too. When you guys recommend books, I do add them to a list. It's just like the list, it grows ever longer, right? So I promise, like, if you recommend me something, I'm not ignoring you. I'm not just liking it and saying I'm going to read it and then lying. It's just too many books, guys. But I'm trying to get through them 3 or 4 a month at a time. But thanks for sticking around. Yeah, I usually end the video with thanks for sticking around, but then I just didn't stop the video. So we'll try that again. Thanks for sticking around.